Hey folks, it's your boy Ajax here, and first and foremost I want to apologize. I know this video is a day late after the chapter was released yesterday, but I moved into my old place for school and I had a bit of orientation to go through for my master's program, and that pretty much ate up my entire day yesterday. So apologies for that. So let's get straight into the nitty-gritty of this chapter review. Now, going into this chapter, I like reading the cover titles. I know most people just look at the cover and say, oh okay, chapter 797, let's go. And they just turn the page, they want to get to the meat of what's going on. However, me, I like to analyze, the chapter covers, see what's going on in the back, and see what the chapter is actually called. And when I first started reading this chapter, I noticed that the tagline, or the title for that matter, was called Rebecca. Chapter 797, Rebecca. And I know there are some Rebecca fans out there, all two of you. I know you're out there, and I apologize for what I'm about to say, but this already got me, fucking shaking my pants, because I thought we were finally done with Dressrosa. I knew we had a little bit of ways to go, but seeing the chapter title called Rebecca, I already knew what this chapter was going to be about. It was going to be fucking Rebecca. And I'll be honest, if you've seen any of my other videos, I am not a fan of Rebecca. I hate her. She literally got next to no character development in this arc. She was just that princess in distress that needed to be saved and basically didn't grow out of the ordeal at all. And when Luffy finally caught up to Rebecca and they were bantering back and forth, I feel like Oda was honestly trying to make the readers try to reminisce or get like a nostalgic feel between the relationship that Luffy and Vivi had back in Alabasta. And I refuse to lump Vivi in with Rebecca as like similar characters. Yes, they were the technical heroine in distress for both Alabasta and Dressrosa, and both arcs really had a lot of similarities, but I refuse to put Vivi in with Rebecca, because even though Vivi was weak, she really couldn't do that much. She had that little stupid peacock slasher, whatever. Regardless of such, Vivi was a strong woman, and if you read Alabasta arc, you know that she grew out of her ordeals in there. There were moments where she did cry, but they were strong tears. They were tears for her people, for the pain and sorrow that they were going through. She never really cried for herself. She cried for other people. And if she didn't cry, she was out there trying to put in those blows on Crocodile or one of the Baroque Works members or whoever she was fighting. Regardless of the power she actually had physically in that arc, she is leaps and bounds above than anything Rebecca could ever amount to. And this chapter clearly just proves it. Rebecca the crybaby, I mean, come on. She literally cries over everything. And one fear that I did have in this chapter, it was a stupid fear looking back on it, but knowing how Luffy has recruited members into the Straw Hats, stuff started clicking. I see Luffy coming up to them and Rebecca is saying, oh Luffy, we are sorry that you had to get kicked off the island, whatever Rebecca was saying to him. And Luffy was like, no, shut up, that's not what I want to talk about. And immediately when he's saying that, he's like, I have a question I want to ask you. And as soon as I saw that, like, there was a good 6 seconds where I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, Luffy, no, don't invite her. Don't put her in the crew, please. Invite Bartholomew, invite Cavendish, invite Law. Just don't invite Rebecca. Like, it was a good 6 seconds I was worried. I'm like, Luffy, no. But Luffy was just trying to remind her if she wanted to settle things truly with her dad in an honest way. And I mean, it was a touching moment when they finally reunited. I wiped that sweat off my head. Glad as shit that, she wasn't invited, because we do not need Rebecca anymore. Please, I hope that after this arc, after the fucking Sunny leaves Dressrosa, that's it. We never hear, we'll hear mentions of Dressrosa, we'll hear bits and pieces of Doflamingo, but in terms of Rebecca, King Riku, maybe not King Riku, but Rebecca, I don't want to hear anything more about her. Just push her to the sideline, just no more, okay? And I know this was supposed to be a touching moment in the chapter, but when Rebecca is crying in Kairos' arms, she looks up at him and there is this fucking trail of snot like on her mouth, dripping from her nose. And I know that Oda does this when he depicts characters in One Piece crying. Like, I'm not I'm not oblivious to this at all. But the norm is that whenever a male is crying, he just has them doing these facial contortions, snot bubbles blowing, just the full 9 yards. But when it comes to females, when they're crying, they just have, you know, little tiny snot trails. Just a little trail right there. But no, Rebecca just had the full on, just all the way down to her neck. And it was like, my God, nothing is going on for this girl. Nothing. Oh my God. But all in all, I cannot put Rebecca's face in the ground simply because she did make one great decision, at least in my opinion, putting Viola in charge of the royal family. Like, she's gonna be the princess, and good for fucking her. Like, seeing Rebecca running a kingdom, just no, she can't do it. So to see someone that has somewhat of a strong character in her, I'm glad to see Viola is like most likely gonna take up the mantle, and props for Rebecca giving Viola that opportunity. So into the exciting stuff that's gonna happen most likely in chapter 798, we got Luffy versus Fujitora. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, he's definitely gonna have to do something with Fujitora. The thing is, I know Fujitora respects what Luffy and his crew did for the Dressrosa Kingdom. So I have a feeling he's either gonna go easy on Luffy, he might just say a few words and pretend like he fought him, but it's gearing up towards, you know, they're probably gonna get out in order to escape. So I'm kind of wondering how that's gonna go down. But I mean, Fujitora, I like him. He's not a douchebag like Akainu and the other light admiral, the guy that shoots a light. I forget his name. I think it starts with a K. But yeah, he's nothing like the high government officials that are just fucking pricks. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. Again, apologies that it came out a day late. But yeah, let me know what you all think in the comments below. Did you enjoy the chapter? Do you hate Rebecca? And are you excited for chapter 798? Because Luffy and Fujitora going down. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video at all, if you could leave a like down below, I would greatly appreciate it. And share the video with your friends. They might like it as well. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, I would love you forever. This is Mr. Ajax, and as always, people, stay beautiful.